Hello everyone! What you see in front of you is a Nintendo GameCube. What we're going to be doing today is going to be soldering this little dude, the Xeno mod chip, onto the optical drive unit's board. And this little chip is how big it is in relation to a memory card. Small little guy. So what you're going to need is the mod chip, the GameCube itself, a soldering iron, some solder, and this little game bit. You need the bit in order to get the case off of the GameCube. So you just take your bit, put in a screwdriver. We're going to open her up and get working on her. This isn't my GameCube. A buddy of mine bought a PAL game for his cube, either because he is unaware that the Eastern Hemisphere uses a PAL format, or he didn't bother to read that the game was in PAL format. Either way, shame on him, he should have known better. That's what all those years of college get you. Either failure to read or you didn't learn what I think you should have. But hey, whatevs. Maybe this one, there we go. Alright, 4 screws, that's it. Case just pulls right off. Very dirty in there. Actually, it's very dirty in this thing, period. I may have to... Yeah, this thing's filthy. Ugh, gross. So I'm going to have to cut and clean this. And then I'll come back because y'all don't want to see that. But what we're going to be doing next is just pulling this little thing off. Which I can do that now, actually. The back just unclips. 2 clips on the side. One there. That one on the other side. Just unclip it. Comes right off. Front's the same way, little clips here. There's a little ribbon cable you got to be aware of, so when you tilt this guy forward and unclip it, just be aware there's a ribbon cable there. Don't want to break that guy. And then when we come back, you'll see that I would have removed that screw, the 2 screws, the memory card slots, these screws on the side, the ones on the back, this one. There's going to be 3 underneath of this fan, and then the other one, and then we're able to remove the optical drive unit. I'm going to cut and make this thing all nice and pretty, and then we'll be back. Alright, I've cleaned a little bit of it off. Once I take the laser unit out, then we're going to go ahead and clean the rest of it. Hose off the case and this RF shielding. I already took the screws out, so we can now remove the laser from the unit itself. So here is our laser unit. Last screw. And what I did off camera was just take all the other ones off, including the ones by the memory card slot. The ones by the memory card slot, by the way, are actually smaller, so you may want to use a smaller screwdriver. The laser unit is off. We're not going to concern ourselves with this part anymore, other than I will clean it, because the heat sink and the board has a shitload of dust on it as well. I already cleaned the fan. So now under here, we have 6 screws. These little guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm going to take them off. That's going to remove the RF shielding. I'm going to clean the RF shielding and then the case as well. So when we come back, I'll already have this off, and then we'll get to the soldering of the chip onto the laser's board. Alright, I went ahead and put a piece of paper over the laser to protect the laser. And now what we're going to do is solder our chip, or mod chip, onto this part here. It's going to be 6 solder points. We're going to go one there, one over here, up there, on this side, and then those 2 shiny spots. This is our chip. And the 2 spots, this groove and that groove, are going to fit over where we need to go, and that's going to hold it in place. So from here we're going to do some soldering. I'm going to tape this thing down, and then we'll cut. Alright, so here's our diagram. These are the points where we're going to attach this guy. It's going to look like that. The blown up model. When we're done, we're going to have some nice looking solder points. Got this thing taped down so it doesn't move. And those 6 little points at the top, 3 on each side, that's where we're going to go. Alright. We've now got it fully installed. If I can get some light up on here while I'm blocking it. We got her soldered on. All 6 points. So what we're going to do now is insulate this guy, tape it on, and we're going to reinstall the optical drive back onto the motherboard, put the key back together, and we will put our PAL game in and see what happens. Alright, we've got the tape on to insulate it, The only thing we're leaving exposed are going to be the LEDs. Now if we have a successful install, once I put this together and turn the cube on, you will see the red LED, it will go off, and then the orange LED will come on in its place. Alright, apologize for the low light, but that's how we're going to be able to see this. The cube, if you can even see it, isn't fully assembled, but I can power it on. So if we have a successful install, we're going to see a red LED. It's going to go off and then we'll see an orange one. There's the red one. Off. Orange. We're good. We'll now assemble the GameCube. Just show it works. There we go. Okay, I'm not going to bore you too much with the reinstallation of this, but in case you forgot, I just unplugged it, so I gotta take this guy off. Alright. To install it, just put it back together, rather, it's just reverse how we disassembled it. So here's our dude, our RF shielding. Pretty self-explanatory. Just put it back together like that. We had our 6 little screws. Just going to put all 6 of them in here. Then we're going to put the screws back on the base, starting with the ones that will go underneath of the fan up here at the top. Put the ones that the fan's going to cover, then the ones that will secure the fan, then the ones on the side, the back, and the ones in the memory card slot. Alright, our cube is back together, mostly. The only thing left to do, we're on the top of the case. And then we are road ready. That's good. I have all the screws on, and all the panels, and little covers back on. So we just need to use our game bit. That one's torqued down. That one's good. Sorry about that. My bad. That one's torqued down. And then last but not least, that dude. Boom, done. Cube is now back together with our Xeno mod chip. And the open and close button seems to work much better now than it did before. None of that sticky nonsense. Alright, so let's hook her back up. There we go. Conan Disc 1. I would consider that a successful install. What do you say?